we're not gonna play around. It's like 11:30 at night p.m. over here. I have my boy sitting down right next to me. He's not over there at Baco. He's here in Santa Maria. Uh, welcome, Mr. Marvel,
What's up, guys?
Albert.
I'm here. I'm here for a Marvel review.
No, you're here for a DC review, man.
I thought
Yeah,
we were gonna talk about the Doctor Strange
yeah.
multiverse of madness.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I am a huge Batman fan. We've talked about DC, we've talked about Marvel.
Yep.
I mean, we want to see success on both sides, but Marvel's been kicking DC's ass, pretty much. But the most anticipated DC movie that got pushed back, is Robert Patterson's Matt Reeves The Batman. This is
You think this one was more anticipated than the Flash?
yeah, actually I do, because like I feel like the Flash's momentum is still not there.
All right.
Maybe if it starts getting closer. I mean, I know we're getting.
Have they even released a trailer for it?
A little tidbit, just that
All
tidbit
right.
one. I just feel like the Flash is just nobody really likes Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah, so
he kind of throws me off. But I mean, the Batman's always gonna be more popular than
yeah,
the Flash. So
Batman, and I guess honestly, Batman for Warner Brothers has been the one that just been carrying the whole thing. It's Christopher Nolan's Batman. It's crazy that we're getting another Batman. We got Christopher Nolan's recently. We have Ben Affleck, Zack Snyder's, and now we're getting Robert Pattinson in this. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. It's not. We're not gonna dance around this. This is a full spoiler review. So if you guys haven't seen The Batman, go watch it. It's 3 hours long. Just to warn you guys.
And it feels those 3 hours.
Yeah, I left at the appropriate time now because I saw the trailer scene of this one particular part and I had to go take a piss. Like you will if you. It's 3 hours. It feels 3 hours. So go check it out. Come back here and listen to our thoughts on it. So being warned, full on spoilers. We're kind of just gonna bounce around the film. It's a lot to process. I've heard this a lot. I've heard this from some reviewers. I've heard this from friends. It's a lot to process. And for a 3 hour movie, it is a lot to process.
A lot happened.
But I pretty much made my mind up like right after I got out of this movie. So first of all, I'm going to say I really love this movie. Do I love it as much as No Way Home or The Dark Knight? I think it's up there. It's a different beast. It's not like it's not really kind of a comic book movie. It's more of definitely a Western noir. I got a lot of Sin City out of it. I got a lot of Seven out of it. But what I'm mostly happy out of it is Robert Patterson. Twilight fame. He's done a lot of indie movies. This guy, as the Batman,
It works.
nails it. He uses the Christian Bale voice. There's no Ben Affleck kind of like model
The voice modifier.
Yeah, which I think it works too for Ben. But he doesn't take it as far with Christian Bale. But it still works. Like he doesn't go over the top with it.
You know what was my favorite thing that they showed us? Was the contact lenses that he has.
I think that's what a lot of people didn't want to spoil was the tech he uses to like solve stuff and to get around. It makes so much sense with the contact lenses. When I saw that, I was like, that's genius.
The only thing was I don't understand why one eye everything was like red and the other one everything was black and white. Like the red one, why wouldn't it just be in color? I didn't understand that, but I thought, oh, then those contact lenses are dope. Especially how it's like he could play back at the end of the day and look further into what he might have missed the first time around.
And did he have a device to record the voice,
I think
to audio?
All the audio was recording as well.
Yeah, is that the lens or is that a separate piece? That's what I'm kind of because he did have like that piece.
He had like an earpiece, right?
Yeah, with Selena.
Yeah.
So that would be a little weird if that context was able to pick up audio as well.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think there was like two different things.
Okay.
But the contact lenses because I didn't notice them until he took them off, and then like I don't know if they had hinted at that before
Yeah.
when like if you can see it in his eyes, but I didn't notice them until he took them off. I was like, oh man, that's dope. Like I like that they did that. That was like my favorite, I guess, gadget because I didn't see him use the his belt too much.
Not the belt too much, but what I love about this Batman is he uses his mind. Like every riddle that they were like
Oh
saying out
yeah,
loud,
he was
he
quick.
quick on
Yeah,
it.
it's
Like
as if he heard them before.
yeah, it's yeah, it's like there was a script right there, you know.
For real.
But that's the intelligence that Batman has, and
But at the
this
same time, it wasn't all of them that he got right away. Because
yeah, the main one.
the one of the one that was in Spanish, like it took them a while
Oh,
to
that
get
that
that
shit
one.
was funny with the
Yeah,
penguin.
with the penguin.
La
Wow,
la, you know.
that one was funny.
You know what? The one thing too, like so, Robert Patterson. What I love about this Batman is, guys, the villains don't overshadow this Batman, which I really like because I think a lot of the complaints was Christian Bale would get overshadowed with a lot of the villains. You can even say Michael Keaton with, especially
Freeze or
Joker.
whatever.
You know, Batman and Robin. Well, we're not going to talk about Schumacher, Batman's. That's what I love about this Batman. Like, and what I also like, Robert Pattinson. I don't know if he's really that. I'm sure with the weighted armor and stuff, it made him look more menacing. But the score capturing the minute, like I leaned to you at one part, and I'm like, this dude's like this dude's a huge motherfucker. Like he's a monster,
Dude, he was a walking tank.
dude. Yeah, and the score just elevates it so much. It's perfect. They even had some screeching kind of horror sounds in there.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, so they made the Batman really menacing and really physically menacing. Like if you thought like Rob Harrison's too skinny, nah, he does a great job
Well,
with it.
the suit adds like muscle.
Yeah.
Because when he was shirtless and you see his scars, he didn't look that bulky.
No,
It's just but when he has a suit, like the suit makes him bulky.
yeah, the suit just makes like you said like a tank, which I really love because he well that's the thing about Batman, you know, he has all this money
Yeah.
to have that kind of suit. The only thing that took away from me until I started kind of piecing the philosophy of it was I told you was the fact that the suit is so bulletproof. So
It's explosion proof.
it's explosion like he gets
God
knocked
damn.
out, which I'm surprised nobody unmasked him when he was knocked out like
Right.
twice.
I know that they try to unmask him once he's regaining consciousness, like who knows how many minutes or like an hour later.
Yeah.
Like, well, let's take it off. I was like, oh no, I'm awake.
I know exactly. Yeah,
You
like
took that off
I'm
the
pretty sure he was
moment
out
it's
like 5 hours, dude. Unless Commissioner or Lieutenant Gordon was like saying nah, which we'll get to that scene in a minute. But this Batman, like, I really fell in love with. Like, I knew right from the first maybe hour, I was like, this dude, this is like the Batman. This is the Batman I want to see on screen. And it's a Batman movie. It's not a Bruce Wayne movie, which I do like the aspect of that double life of Bruce Wayne. But this is year 2. And the philosophy, so going back to the gun philosophy, he's protected by all this weaponry. And I'm just like, you know, you want to make your hero a little bit vulnerable. You want to have suspense if he's in danger. He doesn't feel like he's too much in danger.
Yeah.
But when I was telling you was like, I kind of, well, think of it this way. What Matt Reeves, the director, I think is trying to tell us is he may be not as in danger, but his loved ones are. And that's the core aspect of it. That's the whole message to it. He was only a boy and he still has regret of not saving his parents. Even Alfred says this in the movie,
Yep.
but he was a boy. So it's the same. Alfred at one point almost dies in this film.
They should have killed him.
They should have killed him.
should've
We'll
killed him.
get to that debate. Selena is in. He starts to have feelings for Selena. She's kind of in trouble.
There's only one part where I thought the Batman was gonna get injured or might. I was like, oh man, are they gonna kill him? And this is just a one-off.
I think
Was when at the very end where he uses his grapple to go onto the electrical device that's gonna fall into the water.
that was a little odd, wasn't it?
Well,
like I got it.
It was a
Yeah.
little. It kind of gave me vibes when he was falling, like MJ falling. It gave me that kind of vibe, right? But I was like, is that gonna shock him when he falls in the water? And
Yeah,
he's
I
gonna
thought he
die?
sacrificed himself.
Yeah, that's the feeling I was getting. So that's the only time where I felt like, oh man, this guy's not gonna survive. Everything else I was like, oh yeah, he's fine. But then they didn't even, because I thought maybe I was thinking too, oh, this is gonna be maybe like they'll say the Batman's dead, but then you see him in a
Come
later
back up.
scene. No, he's not dead. But no, he just came out of the water like 2 seconds later.
There's a couple times where they should have ended, but then it kind of kept going. But I'm like, oh well, that's a nice, you know, it's a little. The movie stretches out a little bit too long. It feels that way, but the villains are good. The villains are good. I really enjoyed the Penguin. I really enjoyed. I wouldn't even call Selena a villain, really.
Nah.
I think I know we'll have a little debate on Paul Dano, and I believe his name is the Riddler.
What about the Falcon guy?
Oh,
Falcone?
Falcone.
Who was that actor? Was that the actor from the Transformers movies?
Yes, yes.
Alright.
But-
I couldn't
but-
take it
but-
seriously because I just kept thinking about him and that.
I was fine with it. I know Chase said the same thing.
Alright, yeah.
I was fine with it because I've seen him in dramatic roles.
Uh-huh.
So I've seen him in like Soggy Bottom Boys and War Art Thou or whatever. I've seen him in like another movie that he was dramatic. He's really good. He's a good actor. He has range.
Well, yeah, he was good. I couldn't tell if it was him or not. I just knew it looked like him, but
I think
kept on thinking
they totally
about-
put the shades on him so you don't
Oh,
think that.
alright. Yeah, he never took those shades
I'm like,
off.
why are you wearing shades at night?
Dude,
Yeah.
I think even when he died with the shades
He
on.
died with the
Yeah, like this
shades
guy,
on.
those shades were not falling off. Even
no.
when he was fighting his daughter. Spoiler.
Oh yeah. Well, we're in spoiler talk.
Yeah.
But going back to the Batman, I think that's the thing though. This movie is so focused on the Batman, and it's 85% Batman and a little bit of Bruce, and I love that aspect because that's what the complaints are. Is I think that Christopher Nolan does a good job balancing Batman and Wayne, Bruce Wayne. But I think in The Dark Knight Rises, there's a little bit more Bruce Wayne than
There is,
than,
yeah.
than Batman because he's old and withered and stuff, and he gets his rah, rah, rah. But this movie, like, really, like, I think I told you that there's a Prime One Studio statue of Robert Patterson as the Batman.
Oh yeah, you were saying
I'm
that.
totally getting it.
Yeah,
I'm
you were
totally
saying
getting
that.
it. The suit, my biggest thing was like, okay, how's the suit gonna look live action? This is year 2 Batman, so I'm assuming he's gonna get different suits along the way.
More like advanced, more.
Yeah, but
'Cause this one it wasn't too advanced, but I liked it.
It really felt like I think they had a Batman where he was back in the day where it was like a Sherlock Holmes. It kind of felt like that. Definitely a noir. But what I love about it is the boots. Every scene, there was so many scenes where he's just walking and you could just hear just the big, thuds and stuff. But it reminded me of like a Western genre, like a gunslinger, going after these guys. So Batman to me they knocked it out of the park with him. They knocked the detective work, the physicality, the year 2 even, and this is where it plays.
Where did they say it was year 2?
He talks about it in his monologue in the beginning.
All right.
Like this is year 2. This
Yeah, I should have paid more attention. And during that, I really liked the monologue in the beginning. I liked the tone. It threw me right into Gotham. Like, oh yeah, they did a good job. Like, I was right into that world.
So Sin City to me, Sin City, and that I was like taken aback a little bit about that.
I loved how he was like, when the villains or when the bad guys, because he's saying that he can't be everywhere at once, right? And it's true.
So
But
true,
When
but
they see the bat sign, like they don't know, the guys don't know if the Batman's gonna come for them or someone else. And then the line when he says they think I'm in the shadows, but they don't know I am the shadows. I was like, that was pretty badass.
That was great,
Yeah, that
especially
was
the one
badass.
they both looking down like the barrel of that shadow. And you're like, is it for us?
Dude, yeah, and I'm looking there. Is he there? Like,
And
I
then-
felt like a bad guy too.
And when they got the Joker guys kind of going in, they're not
Oh,
Joker.
yeah,
They might be because they had Joker.
Well,
it was Halloween.
I was
Halloween.
thinking
It was
that
Halloween.
too. All right, it was Halloween.
It was Halloween. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking like, oh man, they have some Joker. Dude, I forgot it was Halloween because I was thinking, how come everyone's all dressed up?
It was Halloween.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Halloween. Now it makes sense.
They're
but
like, oh,
I was like, damn,
you must
Gotham's
love
weird.
You must love this day because
Yeah.
you're a freak. Yeah.
for real.
But
You're right, it was Halloween.
it was Halloween.
So the whole movie's 1 week long because I think at the end they say like, oh, it's November 6th now.
Yeah, they give you dates on it. But so going from Batman, we got to talk a little bit about Bruce. Now, this is a different Bruce Wayne to me, and this is why I think I'm gonna like the movie more because it's not the same Bruce Wayne that I see all the time. The thing about Batman is he's Batman by night. He's this playboy philanthropist, like a kind of a not huge on tech or anything like that. He's a playboy. It's a facade.
Yeah.
You know, there's dual characters right there. But this is year 2 Batman, and they really hammer home to you that Gotham is just shit. Like, he even says, like, I don't think I could save this place, but I'm gonna die trying. That's why we love Batman, and that's why I really love Bruce in this film, because it's not the same Bruce. He's not happy. He's really. It makes so much sense that he would be brooding this much, that he would be a recluse. Like, his parents are dead. The only one he has is Alfred. Like, it makes absolutely so much sense that he wouldn't be. I mean, I know he's trying to hide his identity, but if you take Bruce Wayne and you take Batman and you put them side by side,
they're not that different.
They're not that different, but they are. I think the costume really hides the fact that that's Robert Patterson. That's what I loved about it.
It does.
This Bruce, I actually really like this Bruce because I could see him transforming over the years. You know, this is year 2 Bruce Wayne. This is the guy who's still angry. He's vengeance.
Yeah.
He's doing vengeance in the wrong way that we know of, that Batman could do it and Bruce could do it. But he's, like he said in his notebook, he's like learning all this stuff. And he saw at the end of this movie, that was the whole message. He saw that his vengeance and his vigilantism is like what the Riddler was so inspired by him. He's inspiring the wrong people. So Christian Bale's Batman, his whole thing, Christopher Nolan's thing was Batman's a symbol, Batman's hope. It wasn't supposed to be just one man. It's supposed to be the people that rise up. This is the same message, but turned upside down.
Yeah.
And the whole philosophy of Batman throughout the comics and the years is that Batman's a lunatic too. Batman creates chaos, then actually kind of saving like Gotham, because he creates the Joker in some sort of way. The Joker is so affectionate, like he loves Batman. He does all this just the attention of Batman. Riddler in this movie does this his own justice, but he was so inspired by the Batman.
It's like he said, he couldn't have done it without the Batman.
Yeah. So I think the Bruce Wayne in here, it makes total sense to me. I know a lot of people are gonna probably not like this version of Bruce Wayne. We only get like 20% of Bruce Wayne in here.
We don't get too much of him. You know, it is very different though from Nolan Bruce Wayne and Ben Affleck Bruce Wayne, or Christian Bale is what I meant in the beginning, because I remember seeing scenes of
Ben
those
Affleck's
guys.
Too.
Yeah, that's because I said Nolan.
Yeah,
I meant Bale and Affleck. I remember scenes with both of them like at parties, right? And they're socializing and they're charming as hell. This guy, he only came out because he had to do work. I mean, maybe in the other ones too.
No.
When he was out and these, he wasn't like charming or anything.
No, you're absolutely right.
He did not want to be there. He's just there to like he'd rather be there as the Batman than as Bruce Wayne. But he knew he had to be there as Bruce Wayne because it was the more appropriate like thing to do. But yeah, so I like how like he's depressed. Like this guy's not having a good time.
I wouldn't even call him emo too much. He looks
only
emo.
His haircut made him look emo.
He looks
me.
emo, but he's like his psyche is what a person would succumb. It's like if your loved one died, right? And you just never get over it.
And that's what he said too. That he was scared of having to face that again. That's why he was telling.
And then Alfred almost
died. The only reason why I was glad that Alfred didn't die was because he got to say that line.
And then we wanted to see Andy Serkis a little bit more.
Yeah, but
they should have killed him off. I would have been blown away if they killed him off.
Yeah, they should have.
And they could have brought Lucius Fox in it.
Who?
Lucius Fox.
Why? Who's that?
Morgan Freeman's.
Oh, that guy?
He's actually in the comics.
I was thinking Empire.
He's tank guy. No. Yeah, well, you're like, why? Why would they bring him?
Like, what the heck?
Why not?
Also, all right, because you see, I never understood Morgan Freeman's character in that first one.
If you think about it, he's another mentor. You know,
yeah,
he's another.
But who was he? Like, I forgot who he was.
He was the tech guy. He was the guy who was like handling his company.
Okay, because
Remember?
only Alfred and him knew that he was Batman, right? In
Yeah, and
that,
then
all
and
right.
and I always thought like the two was kind of the same, just
Mm-hmm.
like different departments, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Um, this Bruce was great. You're absolutely right though. Like I love Ben Affleck's Bruce and Batman. I think Ben
Mm-hmm.
Affleck. It's a shame that we had to cancel his movie to get this movie because this movie is. I think this movie is fantastic. There is some things that I think they should have changed,
Mm-hmm.
which we'll get to in a moment. But I think Ben Affleck, it's so different than the Zack Snyder verse. But what I loved about Ben Affleck was his Bruce was great,
Mm-hmm.
and his Batman was even like he was a big fucking Frank Miller kind of Batman. And the thing I loved about the Zack Snyder verse and Batman is I love the relationship between Bruce and Diana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big Batman and Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman just by herself, but those two together, they're like my favorite.
They work.
I love the chemistry that Ben and
Mm-hmm.
Godot had. So, like you said, when he was charming, and he was charming the pants out of Diana,
Mm-hmm.
and the one like both those scenes, I was like, dude, yes, that's was something different too. I love Catwoman. I love Selena. But dude, there's chemistry there, and then it just all went to complete crap. Uh, but I like his Bruce, and then Christian Bale, I think, was the best Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
He was really good at being this arrogant
Oh yeah.
playboy. Batman, he was really good at, but if I had to go with like any of the Batmans, it's kind of a hard toss between Ben and I would give it to Robert because Robert had a whole movie to be the Batman.
Mm-hmm.
The Batman we all love. Well, Ben had like little bits and parts.
He had moments
Yeah.
in what, like 2 or 3 movies?
Yeah, like Zack Snyder, that still wasn't like my Batman,
Mm-hmm.
but I really liked the physical, like how built he was. The only time I thought he was like a fucking beast, I'm like, I gotta see a movie with him, is the warehouse scene.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just totally killing
I
people.
remember that one. Yeah.
He's totally like I see a multiverse of him being just this violent, the nightmare verse. That's an interesting
Oh,
aspect
right,
of it.
right.
But when it comes to the Batman, smarts, fighting, it's Robert Patterson. And when it comes to Bruce Wayne, this is the most interesting Bruce Wayne I've seen. And
Because we see a Bruce Wayne that we could watch grow.
yeah, that's what year two is all
We
about.
can see him get to the point where the others are. Because even the others, I mean, didn't the Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne, like, wasn't he running the company too? Like, didn't we see scenes of him like in a board meeting or
Alfred was
something?
running it, and then he came back from from
Okay.
Batman Begins, and then he took over
Because
the majority of the shares.
in this one, like, I didn't really get for the feel that there was a
It was
Wayne
just
company.
Alfred. It felt like Alfred was running it.
And then that one girl, I forgot her name, but the one that answers the phone and she's
Oh,
like,
it was
oh,
like
something
Lori or something. Yeah, the maid or whatever.
But something real quick that I did like was that they didn't live in a mansion out like 30 minutes away from Gotham. They lived right at the heart, right inside, which
Yeah.
I like more because that means he can get into the action quicker.
Well, I liked how like because they show him on his motorcycle going through like the garages and all that
like
stuff.
abandoned subways and stuff.
I thought that was funny, like the actual the light, the
Mm-hmm.
bat signal. It feels like I felt like anybody could get to that honestly, because it's just an elevator that goes up.
Yeah, that's true.
So Batman as Batman, like you will not be disappointed in Batman. You might be a little bit disappointed, Bruce, but I say give it a chance and give it more movies because I think this is exactly what Bruce would be like. And the tone of this movie, it's all about him finding at the end hope. He finds new love in Cat and Selena. He finds
You
that
think that was love?
I think it's a spark.
I feel like that was like the boy got
Attraction.
I feel like that was his first kiss and ever, and that's
know.
why he,
Well, I love
it
how-
threw him off. He's like, oh shit.
I love how
that's-
Batman is just like he hardly ever talks.
Uh-huh.
He's just like brooding and just staring, which I think that's Batman. There's some aspects where you can have Batman talk, like Ben talks, Christian talks. The humor was good in this.
Oh yeah, the humor was good, but I liked how like they didn't force jokes because Marvel will throw jokes when something's serious.
That was refreshing when
Yeah,
there was no
so-
force. There was just right on time jokes.
The only ones that really were all about the jokes to me, the only character was the Penguin. but like it
But it
worked
was
with
great.
him.
It was
Yeah,
so
it worked
good.
with him.
He had to be the
Right.
comedy that came in.
Whereas with Marvel, you know, it's everyone's cracking jokes. The only one that didn't was Thanos in like the 10 years of Marvel that we've had.
Yeah, the Spanish scene was pretty funny. And
Oh yeah, yeah.
so we should talk. We'll talk villains now. Okay, my favorite is Collin Ferrell as the Penguin. I wanted to
Penguin.
see more. I can't wait for his HBO
Oh.
Max series
Oh,
now.
they're making a series with
Yeah,
the same actor?
they're making a series. Yeah,
All right, so that's what that tease was at the end, because it shows him like overlooking the city, and I
so
forgot.
he's gonna take over Falcone's empire.
Yeah, because that's what I think. I think that's what when the Black Cat was talking. I think she was saying,
Catwoman, you mean?
"Oh yeah, yeah, yeah."
We're not
Catwoman, my
Marvel,
bad, my
Albert.
bad.
We're not
Oh,
Marvel,
how
man.
embarrassing. Well, I was about to say Black Widow at first.
It's
So at least I
Catwoman,
didn't say
bro.
that. Anyways, when Catwoman was talking, she was telling Bruce, like, oh, there's gonna be a power grab, and then I think there's another scene later where then Mr. Vengeance is talking, and he's talking about like, oh yeah, people are gonna try to take advantage of this, and it shows a penguin overlooking the city. And it's like, oh yeah, he's gonna try to make that penguin empire.
Yeah. Even Falcone tells him like, "You little fucking gimp," and
Oh, when he's getting arrested, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah. That's him. Like
I was excited to see.
he was
the
outing
next time.
Falcone. He was calling him a rat and everything. Yeah,
Oh yeah, right there.
yeah.
I
So
was
he could
like,
take
damn,
over. Yeah.
What a rat! What a penguin!
Well, that's what Penguin is mostly about.
Uh huh.
I will say real quick before we go to the more of the Penguin and the villains of this movie. I love how they use a little bit of Tim Burton's esque score in here, and a little bit of even the feel of it, because there is a little bit of like score in here that has like that Tim Burton Batman Returns,
With the penguin,
uh,
or just in general?
just in general
Oh,
too,
alright.
but with the Penguin too.
All right.
I
I just remember. I don't remember too much about that movie. The last time I saw it was when I was a kid. But I remember there's a song that was sounding like super sad with the penguin.
the score seemed like it was grabbing elements
Okay.
on Tim Burton stuff. So the Penguin's like one of my favorites. Like I kind of wish that he had more scenes. I like when he's in this club. You know, Batman comes in, interrogates him. I like I love the car chase sequence. The car chase sequence was awesome. I'm surprised the Penguin got out of there alive.
For me, the car chase sequence, it was just sometimes it was a little hard to get what was going on. But that was for me because there's a lot happening on the screen, because it was like raining,
It's
and then
raining.
there's a lot of the shots, like there's a lot of camera changes. So that's why just for me it was hard to follow sometimes.
It was a lot of it was an interesting choice by Matt Reeves. I think it worked sometimes and it didn't work on others. Is he would pull focus.
Okay.
Yeah, so he would like it would be very like is the lens. He would focus on just this one part and the background would be kind of out of focus.
Yeah.
I didn't think it worked when I think Batman was doing the grappling hook when he was shutting all the power down, and I think it did work sometimes with the car sequence a little bit, but I would notice he'd do those shots a lot, and I thought it was a hit and a miss. You're right. There was like sometimes I think when it got to the particular with the explosion itself,
Yeah.
because I know he went up a ramp.
Yeah, he went up a ramp, but then I kind of lost track of where he was. I thought he was gonna come flying from up above, but then he like goes through. But I don't know. It's just a little hard to follow for me. But
I liked it because of the realism of it. Because there's a
Yeah.
lot of drifting, the rain is pouring, and like I did really like some of the shots in there too. They had a POV shot, I believe. They had like the Penguin shots when he's looking back.
I like my favorite
Oh,
shots
when he
was the ones
crashed.
with Penguin.
When he crashed, it was great. It was like
with-
somebody got a camera in there and he's rolling.
Yep.
You
And
see
then-
him
and then
going
it goes from the
the
outside view.
Batman's point of view. So that was great.
Yeah, that crash looked vicious, by the way.
so-
Like, holy.
So I was waiting for the moment too that we were talking about this. I was waiting for the moment, like that oh shit moment, and it was when they introduced the Batmobile.
The Batmobile.
It was so awesome. Like the Batmobile, you just you just hear the engine going, and then
Yeah,
you see,
that was the
and then
moment.
they just have that shot on Penguin like this motherfucker, you know, and then it doesn't start right away, and then it goes. So it was kind of interesting though, because I think he was reaching. He was going. I saw the speed. He's going like 75. It wasn't that
Yeah,
fast.
I saw the speedometer too, and I think the quickest it went, it wasn't that fast. It was
It
like one
wasn't.
something.
Yeah, it wasn't going that crazy because I was like, so what is the penguin driving? Because he's
Right,
not
right.
going. He's not going as fast either.
Nah.
But I actually, I maybe it was a hair too long. I would have cut a little bit off that car sequence. I think this movie could have been cut down. A lot of people
They could
said
have cut a good 10,
no.
15 minutes,
They could have cut.
and it would have been tighter, and I believe it wouldn't have felt as long because they would have cut the parts that made it feel longer.
Yeah,
So they could have tightened it up a bit.
that's one of them.
But it's fine.
That's one of the scenes. Yeah, I mean, you could still enjoy this movie, but you could enjoy it more if it's cut.
Yeah, because it's right under 3 hours, right? It's like 250, but it feels it. You know that I was.
It
telling,
feels like the full 3 hours.
Yeah, I was telling you. When we were waiting for the little like kind of scene at the end when the credits were passing by,
Yeah.
I was telling you how if or Endgame, that one was 3 hours and like 4 minutes, but it felt 2 hours to me. This one's 3 hours, but it feels the 3 hours.
I think Endgame does lag though, when the whole heist,
Oh yeah, the whole
Tony
middle. Well,
meeting his dad.
there's the before they do the time jump, I believe that was 1 hour long, and then the actual heist is another hour.
Yeah, it's a
So-
long. I felt like it was lengthy, but it didn't feel as lengthy once you get to the ending battle.
Yeah, once the ending battle is like 40 minutes, I think from when they come back. I think that's like 40 minutes.
I think this is well balanced though, because you have like there is action in this movie, but then you really appreciate the slow kind of build and we'll get into the
the
next villain.
storytelling.
The storytelling is focused on the Riddler.
Yeah.
Now, the Riddler, I like the Riddler. I like this actor. I see why they casted him. I actually think the future of the Riddler is more promising, especially if he teams up with a certain villain, which we'll talk about. I just didn't love him in this movie. I think, and the problem with that, if you guys seen the movie, and listen, I think the way to fix that aspect of the Riddler, he's good for the PG-13, but he could be so much better if this was rated R.
Yeah.
If this was rated R, because I hear this movie compared to Seven, and yeah, it is like Seven, but the problem is Seven is a hard R, and this guy's whole shtick is the seven deadly sins, and all these deaths are really brutal, and you really like murder is not cookie cutter. It's not just bashing somebody over the head. They're methodical. Dude. This guy's suit, I thought he was gonna like bang some of these guys, you know? Like I thought
The suit was off-putting for me.
Yeah, the
And
suit was different. Yeah.
when we first saw him, like he comes out, the mayor, because when we first see him, it's when the mayor's deaf, right?
Yeah.
He turns on the light or he walks away, and then you see that the Riddler was standing behind him this whole time, and he has like this creepy stare.
I thought it was a
And
good scene though.
It was a good
It was a
scene,
good
but it was like the mask
atmosphere.
and the stare threw me off. And I don't know, it was kind of funny. I think I heard like someone laugh too, because it was funny and he looked funny. Like the mask could have been better.
Yeah, it was the guy
and,
next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm not too familiar with the Riddler. The only thing I knew about the Riddler before this movie was
Well, this is definitely not the comic book or
Yeah.
Batman anime series Riddler. This is
only-
not Jim Carrey's Riddler.
the only things I knew about the Riddler before this movie was that he has like a suit that's with all kinds of green question. His colors are like green and purple, like the Joker,
well,
right?
we gotta say this is like phase 1.
That's true.
Yeah.
So I didn't know much about him. So I knew this was probably going to be more like an origin story kind of. So
He
I
has
wasn't-
followers.
he has followers. It was kind of weird. That was kind of weird too. Like his whole thing was he had like a what's that thing called?
Well, he had like a Twitch.
Yeah, he had like a Twitch, and then it was I forget what the thing's called when you like pay to subscribe and you get this
I don't know.
Yeah, he had like a community of like 500. I think he had 500 followers or whatever.
Who was all for his plan and his revolution.
It reminded me of the Scream movie that just came out though, because
I haven't seen that one.
Well, do you mind if I spoil you the killers? Not who they are, just
No,
their.
don't do it
Don't
because
do it?
I don't think anybody's seen that. Yeah, let's not
No.
let's not do that.
It,
Yeah.
all I'll say is it reminded me of Scream
Scream, the
with the
newest Scream.
killers.
Well,
Yeah,
they had to
yeah.
update a lot of things
Uh,
that because
so
Scream came back, it was in the '90s and stuff.
right. So
The suit didn't bug me as much as you.
yeah.
I could see where you're coming from though. I think
Also, his voice though, like how he would just yell.
what I like about Paul Dano or whatever he's in from Prisoners, he's from There Will Be Blood, is he's not a gorgeous looking man.
Oh no, he's not.
He looks like somebody. I think his performance in Prisoners and because I think that's why they grabbed him, is because in Prisoners he's like abducting children, and like he's doing horrific things, if I remember correctly. This one, it's just because I think it's PG-13. They just really couldn't go all in on it, and they used the inspiration of the Zodiac Killer, which I saw. I get. I just think they just kind of missed it. Like it was good for what it was, but it could have been better.
Yeah, look. Well, I liked the Riddler's riddles and everything he was doing.
His plan.
It was just the person.
Yeah.
But everything outside of that person, everything he was doing was cool.
Yeah, like we thought he knew who Bruce Wayne was. I think everybody in the theater thought he knew who Bruce Wayne was. And then apparently you didn't know who Bruce Wayne was. I thought that was a little bit of a cop out.
Yeah, it was a little fake out. But the only reason was because he was like he went on and on. Like it was like a whole minute or two that it felt like he knew. If it was only like 20 seconds where we were thinking he thought it was Bruce, and then no, but no, he like it felt like
we almost got him.
Yeah,
we almost got him, Bats. Yeah,
he's like, man, Bruce Wayne, we almost got him. He's alive.
Just one little guy. Yeah. So like I like this plan more. I think the plan kind of falls apart a little bit at the ending, where I'm like they should have just he has this one big. It was a Joker moment. It was a Dark Knight Joker moment for sure. Remember when he's interrogating him? Like, where's Rachel?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. I think I said it. I think Batman should have lost in this movie. I think that because it's year 2 and it would have him really kind of look and see like he's kind of over his head, but really continue. This is like a learning lesson. Like Batman's not going to win every single battle. So what the Riddler does is he has all these bombs, right? And then he's going to flood the city. Hey, I like that idea. That's a great idea. Chaos, anarchy, looting. That's kind of what the Joker did in The Dark Knight, but I like that. And Batman can't do shit about it unless he goes like Adam West Batman and it has like all these stuff to stop the flooding. All he could do is really kind of help the people who need help. And we see that at the end. That's what should have been the ending. But the Riddler's plan too is to shoot out important people, the mayor.
Yeah.
He has like this following on top. Like
even just regular like civilians, they just wanted to kill everyone that went there for the safety from the flood.
Yeah. Knock that out. Don't do that. It cuts your film. It makes it tighter. It makes Riddler's grand scheme. It makes him more menacing, actually. It makes him like he won. Even though it's kind of like a Civil War with what's his name?
Was Zemo?
Yeah. Remember when he's like, they ask him like, you did all this for nothing. He's like, did I?
Yeah.
That could have been that moment. That could have been a Civil War moment, but they didn't do that. They kept going. They shot their wad, and they just kept on trying to keep going. They should have passed the script at least one more time and just really make that third act tighter.
For me too, it was like the Riddler did all of this by himself, right? But then when you saw all these other like Riddler followers, it's like, oh well, did they help him? Did they help him with all this? So it's like, did he do it all by himself? So, yeah, it kind of took it away.
I mean, I like the idea of that he has a following, but you don't have to have the following like have guns.
Yeah,
they're anonymous, right?
That's true.
It's kind of like anonymous, like the guy from Who Wears the V, like cyber hacking.
Yeah,
anonymous. It's a scary thought. It's another aspect that Batman has to deal with. So you could have had Batman actually lose, and then Batman helping, and that's what inspires hope. That's what inspires. That's what the people, because the people are the ones that are embracing Batman in Gotham, and the Commissioner Gordon, some of the policemen, they see this vigilante and they're like, yeah, he's scary, but yeah, he's helping. So I think you could have really showcased that, and it's very powerful. The filming of him actually helping at the end, the kids having his hand out, because they're throughout the whole movie they're scared of everybody's scared of him, civilians.
Oh yeah, even the guy he rescues in the beginning, he tells him after he saved him, he's like, "Oh, don't hurt me, please don't hurt me."
Yeah, and he
So,
just stands there. He doesn't know what to do. Even him himself doesn't know what to do with like that. So there's a progression, and I think you could have really nailed it on the head of just ending the film. Actually, I thought the perfect shot was just him looking at the helicopter,
Yeah.
carrying the victim or carrying the injured. Him looking just muddied, big. He's been through so much shit, and then end it.
How many scenes were there after that? Because it ended with them at what was her name again? Catwoman's
Selena,
mom's
yeah.
tombstone, and then they go their own ways. That's how it ended, right? How many scenes was there? Any other scenes?
Yeah,
between
there
them?
was.
There's a few, right?
There was.
Well, oh, that's
There
when that
was.
happened.
Yeah, that was before
All
that.
right.
I mean,
Well, you see, because they could have ended there and then had that as a credit scene.
like I think the Selena Batman works too, because I get it, because they're going their separate ways.
Yeah.
One is and then you saw that's the beginning of probably love or something. But I honestly think they should have just ended it right there, and then maybe a monologue afterwards.
Does Batman always end, or like in all the comics, is he always with Catwoman then? Because I know the Dark Knight
That's his main
series-
relationship.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean graphic novels are different.
Yeah.
Like I said with Diana,
But mostly throughout history, it's Catwoman.
it's Catwoman. Like I
okay.
love Catwoman. I think that they're the most iconic. They're kind of like Peter and Mary Jane, Lois and Superman. But like I said, I like Diana and Bruce because it makes more sense to me. Because Diana could fucking hold her own.
Yeah.
She's a warrior
In
princess.
that universe, it makes more sense.
And in the comics too. Sometimes in the
okay.
comics they have like a I think they have a daughter too
The
and a son
the
sometimes.
Wonder Woman's never gonna get with him. She can't get over Trevor.
That Chris Pine. Yeah, she can't get off that Captain Kirk, man.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. All right. Well, I guess we got to talk. I want to talk about Selena, but let's talk. We're going from the Riddler, and the scene we're talking about, because it's kind of like the Lord of the Rings effect. You have like three kind of endings that they could have wrapped it up at the end. I think the best ending to a Batman movie I've ever seen is hands down. In general, movies that gives me shivers and freaking the
You've
music.
told me about this.
The Dark Knight, baby. The Dark Knight has one of the greatest endings of all time, where he's running, the stakes are high, the Hans Zimmer score is going, he's on the bat pod, and he's like, Dark Knight. Like, oh man, I love it. I just came right now. I came to sit down and just talk. Yeah.
We need to go see that scene right now once we're done here. Oh man.
The one of the best endings I've ever seen. So this one has they just needed to cut it down, but there's one particular scene they put in which was not needed. Cut it out. And I think you guys know what I'm talking about. They have the Joker interacting with the Riddler in the prison. I think it's Arkham.
It is Arkham.
I think it's Arkham. So the Riddler has already been kind of established in this universe. It's the guy from, I believe it's the same actor from Eternals. What's his name?
Druig.
Yeah.
I forget the real person's name.
You have, it seems like they're kind of trying to build a team right there.
Team. Oh, like
Because he said,
it
it's
feels
my
like
friend, my friend. Like he gives him, riddle me this,
Yeah, no, it feels like they're gonna team up.
I hated the scene.
I didn't like it. We didn't either.
It just did not need to be. They should have just cut that scene
They
out.
could have teased the Joker throughout the movie with like background stuff. They need to like.
They could have just done
little
that.
Easter eggs, They didn't. Need
Well,
to,
the
we didn't
best
need to
thing
see
about
him.
Batman Begins is when they tease the Joker.
All right.
It's just the card.
They could have done something like that. Yeah.
But they had to it really felt like you've seen it a couple times in movies where they really kind of just throw it in there, and it just felt like a throw in kind of scene, and I just no need for it. It was longer than it should be too.
Oh, it was a little weird. Yeah.
It's like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Just cut it. Just cut it. You don't need it. It didn't. There's no need to have the Joker yet either.
Nah.
I don't really need the Joker right now. Just because he's the main, antagonist for Batman, you still have Scarecrow, you still have Clayface. Everybody's asking for a redemption for Mr. Freeze. I don't know how they're going to do that though. This is really too realistic. We talked about this.
Yeah, I can't see those like
Justice League members.
super like maybe some not. I could see people with superpowers, but not like crazy superpowers.
Yeah, like
But
not.
they could probably do it. Just you have to do it right.
I don't think so, man.
You don't think so?
This movie made me like. At the end of this movie, like, there's no way they could bring Superman in.
Isn't that how isn't Gotham more realistic? There's like no one with superpowers.
Okay, so
right? I haven't seen it.
I wanted to talk about this because they're like, oh my god, Gotham is so crazy and brutal. Like in this movie, it's so grungy, it's realistic, it's dirty. Like, did you guys forget about the Joker movie? Did everybody forget that Gotham? Because honestly, it's kind of crazy how two cinematographies like and directors and how different they are, but yet. They're able to capture Gotham, like why it's such a shithole. Gotham and the Joker is the worst Gotham I have seen. This is bad. This Gotham version of Gotham is bad. This is my whole thing about Batman all my life is like Gotham. Whatever he does, Gotham is never going to be like. Was Batman's place Metropolis or whatever?
Superman's place.
Yeah, it's Gotham is never going to be saved. That's what I love about this movie. In the very beginning, they tell you, I'm probably not, probably won't make a difference. I probably won't save this, but I gotta try. That's why we love Batman, because at least he tries. He tries. This Gotham is bad, but I have to go back to the Joker. But I remember coming out of that theater, and granted, I didn't really care for the Joker. But what I really loved about that movie was they really showcased how much freaking garbage Gotham, like there's literally garbage everywhere. Garbage everywhere. It kind of reminds you of like kind of New York, Old Town New York, but really bad. Crime is bad. It's really grungy. It really feels like the Joaquin Phoenix would lose his mind in his area. So I thought they did Gotham really well in both. But I feel like everybody forgets that Gotham. Like, dude, that Gotham exists too. And we said too, there's no way Joaquin Phoenix being in this movie. There's just no way.
Just because of the story that they told there.
I just really feel like the feel, man. I feel like this is definitely a standalone Batman movie.
But what I meant when I asked you about Gotham was the TV show Gotham. Have you seen that? Because I haven't, but do they have
TV
superpowered people there?
We don't talk about TV show Gotham.
No, I've never seen it. People have told me to, but
we should not talk about
All right.
that. We'll leave
scrap it out.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I forgot about that until you brought it up. I was actually reviewing that like for maybe like a couple seasons. I'm like, this is stupid. No, that's that Gotham. Maybe I don't know. That's pretty stupid Gotham. Okay, we should talk about Selena.
I liked her.
I think Zoe Kravitz did a good job.
My mom loved her.
I think she needed more screen time. I think we need more.
The only thing I didn't like was her mask, but
it was kind of funny though. Sometimes
it was, especially when it's raining. I was like, that must not be comfortable because that looks like it's gonna soak up a lot of water.
I don't know why they didn't get because Catwoman has like kind of like the aviator kind of look with goggles.
All right.
And she's riding a motorcycle, so I don't know why they didn't give her that.
Yeah. She just got a beanie and cut a little slit in it so she can have it. I thought.
But why would she even have like? They're gonna know who you are.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we would get the upgrade in the movie somewhere, but she never like changed it out.
No, she didn't. She just had the nice cat suit though. That was
she had
true.
a nice cat suit,
but they didn't explain that either.
She didn't. Yeah, they did.
They didn't explain like her fighting abilities, which I don't need. Like you
I
get
don't need
it. Like Batman, right? I think there was one hint that Alfred was the one that's been teaching him how to fight when he was in the hospital bed. But fine, that's all I need. I don't like. I already know everything about Batman.
Yeah.
I think everybody
They
has
should have just gave
seen
her
so
her
many.
actual.
They should have gave her the aviator look.
Yeah, they should have. It
Yeah.
didn't have to look all nice. It could have looked way better than what they did give her.
What I was confused with, what I was confused with is why was she wearing wigs?
Oh yeah, well when I first saw her, I thought that was her actual hair, and and I guess she's fighting like her wig falls out. I was like, oh,
No, remember she takes the wig off when she's in her apartment,
oh that's yeah.
and then she wears the pink wig.
Uh huh.
Why is she wearing wigs?
I don't know.
It's so weird. Like it was so odd to me. Like maybe because she's a prostitute or something.
Well, was she only wearing wigs when she was at work?
Yeah. Well, we
yeah,
didn't really see
probably.
her out of work.
That's true. Yeah.
We've seen her more at the work or with Batman, and they're working technically.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird, very odd. It was an odd choice, but I do like. What I like is the future of Catwoman and the Bats.
The Bat and the Cat.
Yeah, they kind of established it. I could see the chemistry there. I just think that it was this movie had a lot of things going on with it.
Her story was tragic too.
Yeah, with Falcone.
How
That was a good twist.
Yeah, that was a good twist. And then with her mom and then her best friend, like this girl's losing everyone.
Well, what the best part was when they showed her and they showed Falcone dead, get shot.
All right.
She just, I think to her, she's like, this wasn't like what I thought. It's kind of like Bruce, right? So Bruce,
At least it wasn't her. At least the shot didn't come from her.
it's two double-edged swords because Bruce saw him dead too, and like he knew that's not what he wanted. Like it's not going to bring his parents back, and it kind of was the same with Catwoman. You kind of see that look and like, fuck, this wasn't I'm not as happy as I want to be. I just saw the little acting there right on both of them.
I like the scene with I guess so. Yeah, we were saying Alfred should have died, but then we wouldn't have gone in this either.
Let's talk about Alfred.
Real quick. I like the scene where Alfred's saying that he spent all these years trying to find out who did it, right? Whether it was Falcone that put out the hit or if it was just a random dude.
Yeah, which is kind of Batman lore. It can go either way. Yeah.
Right. So I really like that. I really like how they gave him that line.
And they do that a couple times to like little Easter eggs, the Batman kind of history or whatever.
I'm so glad we didn't see a scene of Martha and Wayne dying again, though.
You know what? We'll talk about Alfred and we'll talk about the other thing I thought was a missed opportunity. But I gotta say, Catwoman, like she was good. Like she wasn't my favorite.
I think I liked Anne Hathaway more, but I only saw that movie once.
They're two different.
10 years ago.
Definitely two different kind of Catwomans. I like both. I would have liked to see me a little bit more. It's the same with I think it's a similar situation where I wanted more Bruce and Selena in the movie.
Hey, Brandon said the Gotham show was fire.
that Gotham show is garbage, man. I don't know what you've been watching.
Hey, I'm not gonna watch it. I have no opinion.
There is people like Gotham. It just fell apart for me. I just couldn't do it no more. Like look at the show Peacemaker. I think Peacemaker is a better show than Gotham.
I want to watch Peacemaker.
It's great. It's not the best, but it's great. But I can see the fans of Gotham and stuff. Yeah, Game of Thrones. So like it was the same. It's the same thing too. Selena in Dark Knight Rises. I wanted more scenes with her and Bruce, or just more scenes in general. She wasn't the vocal of the story, and the same with this one. It's very similar. They're just not enough. It's a 3-hour movie, and it still wasn't I think they could have used if they're gonna have her. They could have.
Well, with the Christopher Nolan movies, though, they introduced Catwoman in the final movie. Right here, they introduced her in the first movie.
That's what I'm saying.
So we can see more of
her.
The
promise of Catwoman is what I'm looking forward to. But I think she did good. I think
her and the Penguin.
Yes.
Because I can't wait to see more Penguins.
And the Riddler, too. I said,
right. Yeah, none of the real bad guys died, huh?
No, well, that's great. Marvel kills all of them.
Yeah, only Falcone died. But we don't, or Falcone, what was his name?
Falcone.
Yeah, Falcone. He's the only one that died, but, like, who cares? I didn't want to see more of him anyway.
Yeah, well, it's all about the Penguin taking over, So that's good that all of them lived. They could still, have different outfits. They could do, they could have different motivations, Of course, Selena could always come back. So let's go to Alfred real quick. I think there's a couple missed opportunities. One, Andy Serkis barely was in this movie too. Alfred was barely in this movie, but we got the point.
Yeah, he did. He did well.
He did well with what he's done.
He did Alfred things.
If well, you know what he did, it was a lot better because he was solving too.
That's true. When I
Alfred
like that.
never does that.
When it showed us him working on the cipher, even though he couldn't crack the case, but like
But he was helping. Yeah,
he was helping.
So
he solved a
I
few.
really love that. So okay, that's justifiable if they're gonna have him help Bruce, and eventually they'll kill him off or something. If they help Bruce, I'm all for it. But if not, they probably I was so ready to lean them to Albert here and say the Alfred death scene's better than the Aunt May's death scene. But they didn't kill him all.
It would have. I agree. If he had died right
There
there,
would have been a more motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they had killed him off there, depending, they probably would have nailed it too. Like, because the movie, they nailed the movie. I liked it, but they probably would have done well with like the Bruce Wayne's reaction to him dying and the fallout
He
of
was
that.
going nuts, dude. But I get it too because like he has to like learn like there's other people. Yeah, he said it like I didn't think I'd have that same pain again, but I almost lost you. So like he has to keep that in the back of his mind. So if they do ever introduce like Robin or anything like that,
Oh. Right.
see the philosophy. I got you, Matt Reeves. I got you. But I still think it could have been a ballsy movie. You killed off Alfred and you brought Lucius Fox in. That would have been kind of dope.
Yeah.
The other thing, missed opportunity. Thomas Wayne, bro. I would say Martha too. What I like I said, I didn't really care for the Joker movie. I think Joaquin Phoenix did a great job. I think the ending is really good. But the one thing I really liked about that movie is the fact that Thomas Wayne is such a prick in that movie. And I think that's a good element in this movie. I thought he was like, another corrupt guy. Think of all the possibilities you could take Batman in that route that we haven't really seen before. So Batman's whole motivation is this is why he says no guns. This is why he's motivated to clean up Gotham, crime. The whole movie is about, Gordon. Gordon was great. I got to say, Gordon was good.
I liked him.
Gordon was good. He's not my favorite Gordon.
Him getting punched.
Oh, we got to talk about this. But like Gordon was good. We'll get to Gordon right now. But I'm saying like he was non-corruptible. All his buddies were corruptible. And that's the Riddler's whole gist. Like, no more lies, And I think if you would have had one of his targets was Thomas Wayne. Well, one of his targets was Bruce Wayne, the sins of his father, who had Falcone kind of kill that guy. Or he
wanted Falcone to like make that guy the reporter that was gonna report the news about Martha. He wanted him to shut it down, right? But you didn't want him to kill him.
Yeah, and that was the alphas I used too, trusting like no shit, like. But they should have just went that route because then that means the whole thing is. And Bruce says it in here. He says that this is his family legacy. This is what I'm doing. His family legacy, if he knew that Thomas actually wanted that guy dead, is his whole goal and his whole motivation is the same thing, is to not still be corrupt, not be like his father. You could still have that. So I think they really missed that opportunity. So
they even could have done it where his father did ask Falcone to do that, and then he regretted it afterwards.
Yeah, well, that was the whole thing. Falcone's like, he wanted to go to the police and all that. Like, he wanted to turn himself in. Like, that's a little... I don't think that would have happened, honestly. He would have probably been regretting it, but he ain't going to turn his ass to the police,
Yeah.
So they could have still went that route. Okay, so that the Commissioner Gordon. So I did see one clip before we watched this movie of Batman.
When you told me about it, I was like, that sounds hilarious.
Batman punching Gordon and then, like, jamming out of the police station. I'm like, out of context, that was hilarious. But then when you watch the movie, you're like, oh,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. They had a plan. But it was still funny with Gordon going like, I'm gonna give you the
That was funny.
You're gonna
It
get
was
out and you're
kind of
gonna go
awkward.
left. Yeah, I was like,
The
you don't
keys
have
right here
to.
in my head.
You don't have to move your head like that, Gordon. Come on. That was still pretty funny. Gordon was good though. I like the chemistry him and Rob had. I think Gary Oldman's still my favorite Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the Batman anime series. What else? What else is here? I mean, the movie. I really loved the ass. I really. This was kind of everything I really wanted. I think I agree with a lot of people. The final act was a little messy. I think you
Yeah,
could definitely cut this.
for me, it was once the Riddler got revealed. Once we see him without his mask, from there on is where is where I found some flaws. Everything
Honestly,
before
I
that was
would
pretty
actually
good.
like him without his mask.
Yeah,
I think he would look good.
you know what? Yeah,
He looks like I
Yeah.
told you, he looks like a normal weird mofo. You know,
Yeah.
the score is. I couldn't believe how good the score was. I didn't think the score was gonna match Hans Zimmer's. The score is fantastic.
It worked for the movie.
The Batman
'Cause
theme is awesome.
The tone and everything.
Yeah.
It fit. It was like a thriller, but then also kind of superhero-y.
Yeah, it was
Or
great.
not superhero, but like what Batman is, a vigilante, right?
His-
So it's thriller vigilante.
His music matched up his suit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like the suit too. I like how he had that. I only realized
he
it
only
once,
used
though.
it once.
Right? Okay, so he only did use it once because I was like, I saw him put it on one time. And I was like, wait, that
He
comes
used
out?
it once,
What
yeah.
the heck? And then he used it when I thought he was gonna die to cut that thing.
He
I
used
was
a
like,
couple
that thing is
gadgets
dope.
here. He uses the little paratrooper thing.
Yeah,
and
it's his
he gets
cape, right?
That was the one time I was like, dude, this guy got messed up. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But he was
I
still
heard
able
someone
to
gasped,
walk.
too.
Yeah. They should have showed him like really because they do have the really good scene in The Dark Knight Rises.
Mm-hmm.
Is like Batman so like older and like you just see all the battle scars on him and then Lucius gives him like a knee brace kind of
I remember that.
or he gets a knee brace. So I would like to see Rob like because he got fucked up. He like hit like trucks and stuff. I would have liked to see a
Dude.
scene of him like
He tanked an explosion. There was like a
that was kind of crazy. Like he should have. The guy's dead, so you should have
What-
moved out of the way.
What I would have liked, what I would have liked, all they have to do to fix it was him just turning his back to it real quick.
or like using his cape.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
that's
he just,
all they had to do.
his mouth is exposed. Like that thing should have blown his mouth.
And
off.
the explosion wasn't as big as I thought it was gonna be. That was
But
a
still,
that was a Saw-like trap.
Oh, I just wanted to go back real quick and it would fix. And then also you got like there's a shotgun towards them that someone had a shotgun that was like
They
explosive
blasted
rounds.
him. Yeah,
And, like, that should hella knock them down too.
yeah. That's when he was really hurt.
Yeah, it's Ben. He had a rough week.
It was a week.
It was a week.
It was a week. The score, the Batmobile was great. You know, I just really loved what they
Riddles were
did.
Good.
Riddles
we
were
already
good.
talked about that, but
Yeah.
the riddles. Man, the only one that I knew was the first one where it's like, oh, what does the? But I don't know if I knew it because I
Tell
saw
me,
it in
Batman.
promotion.
Tell me, Batman.
The one where it's like, what does a liar do when he's dead? He lies still. I knew that one, but I want to say I knew it because I think it was in the promotion for the movie.
Probably.
Yeah.
And then the main riddle at the end, where he takes the carpet out.
All right. All right, but look. So I remember when you watched Shang-Chi and you said that you didn't like that one scene because it was just so convenient when the sister tells Shang-Chi like, I didn't send you the letter, and then you hear an explosion.
Yeah.
I felt
There was a couple.
There was one that really
Yes.
stood out to that one here, and it was that carpet. And when they're like, oh, these are as soon as the video finishes that they're watching, saying like, oh, I set up explosions and they're gonna flood the city. As soon as that video said it, it's when it happened. I don't know if it was connected to the video or if it just timed up perfectly.
No, there was a
But I
couple
was
like, oh, how convenient, you know? Like, oh, it just or like when Selena was about to kill Falcone, and then the lights cut off, like right when she shoots. Yeah.
Well, wasn't that because what she shot the light box? I thought that's what happened.
No, he was cutting the light box.
Oh.
So when he cut it, she shot.
The Batman cut the light box?
Yeah, remember when he goes in as Bruce and he's like fucking everybody up?
That's why someone around me said bad timing. But I thought she shot the light. I thought she missed And she turned off the lights.
She missed,
Yeah.
but she missed right when the lights cut off.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought she was the cause of the lights going off. So now that you tell me it's when the Batman did that, you know what that
Oh
is?
no, I was paying attention.
all
Like
right.
there's like I said, this thing's not flawless.
Oh.
This thing's not flawless.
All right,
But
that is a moment. Then.
Here's the difference though between Shang-Chi and this movie is like I said coming out of here, and this is the difference between No Way Home.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I love No Way Home, not absolutely love it, but I love it.
Yeah, I gave that a 9.
Same with here. I love it, but I don't absolutely love this movie.
I can give you my rating for this movie right now too.
Yeah, but let me say this here, all right? This movie felt like a like it felt like a film. So with all these directors coming,
is a film. Mm-hmm.
All these directors are coming out, right? And all these directors, like big name directors, Francis Ford Coppola, who did The Godfather, Martin Scorsese, who's probably one of the greatest directors. I love Steven Spielberg, but one of the greatest directors of all time. Mm-hmm. They all are saying the same thing. They're like, Marvel movies, comic book movies are all the same. They're not really. Well, I get what they're talking. Shang-Chi's what showed me.
The formula, right?
It's all the same shit.
It's because they follow formula. This didn't follow
nothing
formula.
Different. Cinematography's the same. It's just schlock in the long run. This felt like a movie. This felt like Matt Reeves did his homework. The shots.
They had more freedom with it.
The cinematography. So does Eternals had freedom.
They gave Chloe
because she was an Oscar-winning director, and I saw that film. It was a good film. It was a really good film. It's called Nomad. Nomad's great. And that movie was poo-poo. And that movie was a schlock. This movie, I could honestly stand here and defend the hell out of this movie because I could tell you right now every checkpoint of like just something more unique. You got a unique Batman. You got a unique score. You got unique shots. The pacing and the editing are the issues for me. But everything in this film, it's so beautiful in a dark way. Like they have the Nirvana song that fits into the. You're telling me the score fits this movie? That's exactly what it should do. It's like saying the theme for Jaws fits the Jaws movie exactly. Score is to make the movie. Star Wars theme. We know that theme. It elevates. That's what their job is to do. But you got to make sure the film itself has all these other elements. The look of it, the acting. The acting was. Everybody was top, and there was not one actor, even the guy from Transformers, that was like at low point.
Yeah.
There was a couple guys that had the voices that were weird though.
I was just there's a cop now.
There was a couple cops. There's like the commissioner and then the cop was a weird.
One of the main cops.
Dude, I was like,
dude, that shit kind of threw me out.
Yeah, I was like,
get in the room.
He's like, you got
he
15
reminded
minutes.
me of someone too, but I forgot what he reminded me of. Okay. He kind of reminded me like a similar voice to just the Monsters Inc. The girl that's like
who likes Mike or whatever? Or
no, the girl that's the slug girl.
I can't remember.
She had like an annoying voice.
Yeah,
it was just like a manly version of
it. It was very weird, dude.
The two
cops, the two commissioner and the cop.
But the acting was good. I agree with you there, especially Robert Patterson. Is it Patterson? I don't know.
As Bruce, like he was a good like. I thought he sold it. That's why I like this Bruce.
I was gonna say, I think it's hard to act through the Batman mask because you lose some of that facial expression, but he did well.
He used his eyes.
His eyes. I was gonna say that.
Eyes. They really captured. They really showcased. They wanted to showcase those eyes.
You could see his eyes get watery in some scenes, like when
he's looking at the kid.
When he's looking at the kid, and like it was kind of hard to see sometimes, just because it is like the movie is dark. Like it's not bright, but
I didn't have dude. I am blind as a bat, and I did not have a problem with it. The only problem I had was the out of focus shots. Sometimes it worked, like I said, and sometimes, especially the grappling gun when he does cut the lights and he's going up. That shot, I was like, dude, why would you pull that out of focus?
That's why I missed it.
You totally missed it. So,
what up, Migs?
Like look at this movie compared to all those Marvel movies though. It's so much different. It's so much The Godfather is a different mob movie than all the other mob movies. Martin Scorsese, you know it's a Martin Scorsese movie because of how it's written, how it's paced, and how the dialogue is. The dialogue in this movie was great too. I was waiting for like like a line that I was just gonna be like, this is absolutely terrible, but it wasn't. Everything was fit really well. I love this movie. I see the problems in this
I
movie.
liked it.
I loved it. I'll give this a. I gave Spider-Man No Way Home a 9.5 out of 10. Now, what Spider-Man did was it held onto my nostalgia, and it just like it was fun. I loved, bringing back everybody, and I thought it was a really good film too. I thought, they did everybody. It's a nostalgia. It's a
Yeah.
nostalgia.
It's a payoff
move.
movie.
Yes, it's kind of like Endgame, right? Infinity War is probably a better written movie, but Endgame is a more enjoyable like send off.
Yep.
This movie is one step to probably more movies, and what they did in this first movie was blew me away. I love a lot of this movie, so I gave No Way Home 9.5. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10.
Damn.
But I might be biased because I love Batman. Like Batman, like it's Batman and then it's Spider-Man, and I do love. I mean, I love Into the Spider-Verse. It was okay.
What did you rate Into the Spider-Verse?
Okay, here's the thing: 10 out of 10.
All right.
11 out of 10.
All right.
Here's the thing: I was gonna tell you too, because when I went to go see Into the Spider-Verse with Chase, the middle of the film, I turned to Chase and I already told him like, this is the greatest Spider-Man movie I've ever seen. I freaking love this movie. Like, this is an amazing movie. The first 2 hours of the Batman, or the first hour and a half, I was gonna turn to you and go like, this is freaking awesome. Like,
Dude, I had
this
that
Batman.
feeling from the first 5 minutes, just the opening monologue. I was like,
Right from the
is
get-go,
great.
it really pulls you in. But then like the third act, and it kind of slows down, and you're like,
yeah.
okay, like I really love this movie. It almost had me, but it does need to be cut a little bit. But for what they did and I mean, dude, it is like the fourth freaking Batman we got in how many years? Like where else can you go with this? They nailed it. Matt Reeves, Robert Patterson, kudos to everybody on this. Kudos to Collin Ferrel and all that prosthetics. I heard a lot of troubling things on this production because Matt Reeves and Rob were like kind of clashing. Dude, I heard that Rob and Zoe Kravitz freaking had sex on the Batmobile when the crew left.
That's funny.
Crazy. There's a lot of crazy stuff that was being told. But watching this movie, like, you see how like ecstatic I am.
I'm ready to go watch it again right now.
I won't watch it again right now. It's too late. I'll watch him. This is a movie that I'll probably watch 3 times in the theater, and then I'll be good. It's not a movie that I could. It's not Dark Knight level. I think The Dark Knight is it's a superior film. Dark Knight is.
You think if we get a trilogy for this, you think it can beat Dark Knight? Because just compare this to just Batman Begins.
I love Batman Begins.
All right.
I am one of the. A lot of people put them on their third tier. Or like Dark Knight. Was it Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
Batman Begins.
Yep.
I love Batman Begins. I love the Shinobi, the ninja, the training, Liam Neeson. Like, I love all that. Christian Bale was more bulkier that movie than the other 2 movies. Like, and his Batman suit, I love that. I loved his gadgets. I love Gordon. I love the Scarecrow. Like, I actually really love Batman Begins.
I've never seen it.
I think that's a better paced movie. I think Christopher Nolan's are better paced. Except freaking Tenet. Tenet was god awful.
Tenet, yeah. Dunkirk.
I think this is I'm gonna say this is better than Batman Begins though, in a technical standpoint. But I think I probably would get more enjoyment in Batman Begins. The problem is like I think Robert Patterson is just a better Batman. He's a better Batman, and like Christian Bale in that first movie, there's more. I think that's the most Batman. The most Batman in the Nolan movies is I think the first one. Well, maybe not because like he is training a lot, so it's kind of balanced still. But I'm gonna say this is definitely. I think this is not Dark Knight level, but Dark Knight you could actually see there's some things that don't make really sense. Like when the Joker robs the bank, he times it so how convenient,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so like done uniquely, and that's what I want. That's the problem I had with Shang-Chi. There was no uniqueness. There is no the potential was there, but there just wasn't. I think the only thing I really liked was the bus scene.
Mm-hmm.
With this one, there's so like I said, there's so many aspects to it, and there's so many good things about it, and I just loved it. I think 10 out of 10. I think it's better than the Batman Begins. I don't think it's as good as the Dark Knight. And I don't think it's better than Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
The heck is that?
Batman Mask of the Phantasm is the animated movie
Oh,
from the Batman animated series.
all right. I think I remember.
That is what I consider the greatest Batman movie.
Mm-hmm.
Which is crazy because that's an animated cartoon. Like Spider-Man, I think
I was about to say, yeah.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I still think it's superior than No Way Home.
What's your favorite Spider-Man live-action movie?
No Way Home.
Hmm.
I went rewatched the Toby ones.
And what's your favorite Batman live-action movie?
Dark Knight.
All right. Yeah. The Rises or just the Dark
I
Knight?
like Rises a lot too, but that movie falls apart a lot too.
Wait, so the names of the Dark Knight trilogy is The Dark Knight
No,
Begins?
Batman Begins,
Oh, Batman Begins.
The Dark Knight,
The Dark Knight.
and then Dark Knight Rises.
Oh.
Which I really like Bane, and I know a lot of people didn't like as well. I love Bane.
Mm-hmm.
But that movie falls apart too. I've seen that movie 5 times in the theaters.
Dang.
Same with Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what? Because I love the ending to that one too. I thought that was really cool with Robin going up and taking the mantle and yeah, that music. I thought that was great, but it falls apart though if you think about it.
I like the reveal of that too.
It does
you should
fall
use
apart.
your middle name more. I like that, Robin.
Robin, yeah.
I was like, what? I didn't know.
This movie like I said, I didn't have super high expectations. I had it like right there at minimal, and I just thought it really did the trick.
Yeah, for me, I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
Reasonable.
I liked it. It wasn't bad.
I don't think this is gonna be for everyone for sure.
Yeah.
I think that length is really gonna kill it for a lot of people. But I think
to see how it'll do in the box office too. You think it'll crack $1 billion?
No.
Nah.
I think it'll crack
Like 700 mil?
I don't know now. With like war happening and all this. It's like the worst time to release a movie
Yeah.
for legs. Like in the beginning they'll easily probably get like overseas, maybe like 250 like they're saying, or 200 mil. But when you have legs like that, like that's the problem with the length. And then there's other stuff going on, man. There's other stuff going on that like sometimes people don't want to go watch. They want to know what the hell's happening right here, right now.
Not everyone's us.
Yeah, my escape is every bad time or depressing time. My escape is always going to the movie theater. That's what I like to do, just to get away and just watch something that hopefully is good. So that's what I said, Albert. I just wanted a good movie.
Yeah.
A good Batman movie.
Same here.
And it blew me away. Yeah, it went beyond that. So
yeah. My expectations weren't too high. They weren't too low. I wasn't underwhelmed. I wasn't overwhelmed. I was whelmed.
So you love No Way Home more than this?
I would say yeah. Would I say this is a better movie? In terms of writing, like the actual story, I'd say so. Because No Way Home to me was more about the moments and the payoff.
There's like if you this is a type of movie where you just gotta kind of watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing like crazy amount of like things you could just kind of take out.
But I did tell you, if this was a like season 1 of the Batman show, I would say this is the best TV I've seen since probably when I first got into Game of Thrones like 4 years ago. Cause watch, it was The Walking Dead was like the first show I ever saw where I was like, damn, this is TV, this is crazy. And then after that, I think it was Game of Thrones, and I was like, this makes The Walking Dead look like nothing. Like the Game of Thrones is it.
Garbage.
But the first seasons when I first started it, I was like, wow. But now,
Why do you always gotta bring Game of Thrones back? Like, I
it was
don't want to talk about
it was a big impact on my life.
Game
I
of Thrones,
didn't
man.
get that mad at the ending. Hey, you have a Stark flag over
Because I
here.
bought it on season 8 and I can't do anything about it. So I got a backpack right. That's a Game of Thrones backpack. I don't know why I got that. I should have got a Batman one. It's garbage. Just throw it away.
But
So
if this was a TV show, I would say yeah, this is like one of the better TV shows I've seen.
well, that's
Just because
well HBO's they should like that's why I'm looking forward to the Penguin because I didn't think Peacemaker was going to be as good as it was.
All right, what if they do that? What if they do TV shows that take place in the same universe as this? That's what Penguin's gonna be.
Yeah.
All right, and then
It's kind of weird too.
and then they can bring it into the movie and like in the sequel.
Yeah, if I think they absolutely need to just keep this a separate universe than the Flash and all that
definitely.
DCEU stuff.
Just have this be just a Batman universe.
I am fine with that. Like I said, I think the Christopher Nolan you could have had like a small chance of putting out with the Henry Cavill universe, but this one I just don't see it. I just see just make it its own. Just leave it. Want to read some of the comments? I can't even see the comments.
There's my brother right here.
Oh yeah, what do you say?
He said, "What up? Sad he didn't follow Catwoman. The movie was long but good." And then right here at the end, he says, "Oh dang, he put more."
You can go and scroll if you want.
Oh wait, is this comment right here?
Just go.
Oh shoot!
Well, look at you can actually if you press it.
Oh,
That's
what
cool.
That does.
I didn't know you could do that.
That's
cool.
what that means. Oh, there it is. Game of Thrones couldn't even see when they were fighting because it was night and snowing. The battle at Winterfell. That pissed me off.
Garbage.
Ice King
I still need to like do like a big just to finally just let it go. Do a big because I never did a full review
of like the whole show
of season 8.
The final season.
Yeah, because that's when I took like I was working. I took like 5 years off. And I never really like I just bitched to everybody I talked to about that. House of Dragon's supposed to be coming on, but I can't do it, man. I cannot watch House of Dragon because of how bad Game of Thrones let me down. I can't do it. The only way I'm gonna get any satisfaction is like if George R. Martin doesn't die and just finishes the book. I don't read the books, but I'd rather like read the ending of those books.
Yeah, I get you.
So the Batman, he's kind of crazy. It came out, where were we in February?
We're in March.
We're in March.
March 3?
No. It's kind of crazy. It came out in the beginning of March.
Oh, I get you.
So, and then we got what? So DC properties, they are releasing a lot of movies now.
4 years, 4 movies this year.
Yeah, and they didn't release anything last year.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, that was on streaming. That bombed hard.
It was streaming and theaters.
I really like that movie though, and it really makes me appreciate. It makes you go back to it after watching Peacemaker. So, like I said, they're doing a good job so far. They're doing a good job on a TV series. So, Peacemaker 2 or season 2 is going to be coming. Penguin. You could even do. I don't think I really need a Catwoman series.
They can make it though.
If they do Sirens, like did they bring in Poison Ivy or somebody? I hear that they're gonna get Alan, or was it Elena Joy, the chick from Queen's Gambit?
Oh yeah.
She might be playing Harley. I think
Harley Quinn.
Yeah. In this universe, I think Robbie does a good job. I think you got to keep the two universes separate.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see Michael Keaton back. I love Michael Keaton as Batman. I went back and watched 89. I don't think he's a very good Bruce Wayne because it's just Michael Keaton. It's hilarious.
Dude, I didn't like the Joker's design in this. We hardly see him, but
that was fun.
He looked weird. I don't know. There's something about him.
His hair was just up.
Oh, was it that? I don't know.
I don't know.
There's something off.
Well, that was another. We
should have just heard the voice. They even gave us the laugh
just
already.
Just cut it. You don't need it.
Yeah, we didn't need it.
You didn't need it. You don't even bring the Joker in this.
I'm sorry to bring it up again.
Just don't even don't bring the Joker in this. Like I would.
I bet you people are already gonna be comparing him to other Jokers.
That's the problem.
And they're gonna be talking about the laugh.
We've had so many. We had Jared. We had Jack. We had Heath. Nobody's gonna top Heath. I think we could all agree Heath at this point is just a. I mean, going back and watching The Dark Knight, Heath is just amazing.
He was on another level.
The dude absolutely kicked ass. Mark Hamill as a Joker in Batman anime series. His voice is iconic. I'm looking forward though. You know what? So when it comes down to it, the Batman, what it did was it made me hopeful for DC
Oh, for sure.
getting their shit together. You have Aquaman 2. I think we're both looking forward to Black Adam. Shazam 2, which I like Shazam 1. And then you have, what was the other one we're talking about? The Flash.
All right.
Ezra Miller, whatever. I think I just want to see the story elements more.
Yeah.
And see how they're going to do this. Because you got Gal Gadot, I hear, is coming back as Wonder Woman in the movie.
Oh, nice.
Possibility of Henry Cavill. Ben Affleck is that's the last time he's going to play Batman.
Crazy.
He said it's the last time. And how nuts would it be if they got Christian Bale and paid him all that money to make an appearance?
Dang. And he was building up the body again because he has that scene as the villain in the next Thor movie that comes out this year too.
That's
right. He might have. Yep.
That's right. They could pay him a lot of money.
Yep. He might have done the side. That'd be crazy seeing him
one more time.
Well, one more time in the DC universe, and then his first time in the Marvel universe in the same year.
That'd be crazy. That's true. I think that's it, Albert. You got anything else to add?
I hope I enjoy it the second time I watch it.
I really think that length's gonna kill you though.
Probably.
Because even I'm thinking like, dude, the length. Like, I would totally watch this game if it was just cut down.
Mm-hmm.
I would be enthusiastic to go watch it again, but the length is real. Like, I had to take a piss.
If they somehow made this like 2 hours and 20 minutes in total, I feel like I would have liked it. I feel like I'd probably give it a 9. If it still did everything that the movie did, but with 30 minutes less, I would have liked it a lot more.
But like I said, with so many movies that are doing the same shit over and over again, and then for Batman so many times over, and still blow my mind with some of this stuff, I gotta give it a 10 out of 10, man.
All right, your favorite moment. I already told you what mine was. I think are we on the same page?
It has to be the Batmobile.
The Batmobile. And it's crazy too because we saw a Batmobile early on in the movie. I think he was like under a tarp or something.
It was under the tarp.
I don't know if we saw it like in full.
No.
All right. But
and then
so we saw it there. I had forgotten about it. Like I wasn't even expecting it to come up right there.
Yeah.
So then
he rolls up in it.
Oh, he does?
I think he does.
I was not paying attention. You need to watch it a second time.
You need to watch it a second time. He rolled up in it, I think.
Oh, shit.
I can't... Yeah, I thought he did. Because they did establish that it was there.
Then can he drive it without, like, the boost on? Because...
Yeah, he could drive without the boost.
Right, so he turned the boost on.
He met with Gordon.
He met with Gordon?
In that thing. Shit. After the major action scenes, he does drive that again.
Regular?
Yeah.
No boost?
But you're just used to the bike. Well, it's just a motorcycle.
Yeah, I like it was funny how there's like a little bat like thing by the hand wheels. I thought that was funny. I was like,
did he really put that on there?
Yeah, I was like, this is how he start because he doesn't have everything bat themed yet. But I was like, this is start right yeah,
he's got to put that symbol on there.
Little bat decal on.
Well, for him, like it's so funny because like Christian Bale's his whole thing is to have that symbol so they know
everything's bat related.
Or like even Ben Affleck when he like in Batman v Superman when he tags people with the symbol.
Oh right.
The prisoners know. But with Rob, it's just like he just likes the symbol. Yeah. I will say the motorcycles. I love how they both had motorcycles.
It was cool,
and that he uses it a lot, especially when. And I love how he's just like, he's not in the bat suit when he's like staking out and all that stuff. Like when he's on like convoy stuff, you know.
And I hope we get to where he customizes the bike a bit, you know, and puts some artillery on there.
He's gonna have to.
Just like how in the Dark Knight with that crazy ass bike, that was my favorite bike because remember that tire how it could like spin the opposite way.
Well, that's why that movie's so epic, man.
Yeah, I need to go back and rewatch that. We need to rewatch that. We need to
go back watch my video.
I need to, yeah.
Watch my video on that.
But no, I am hopeful for the movie. I liked it. It is refreshing to get this type of movie because I like Marvel movies, but I hated how DC was trying to like kind of copy Marvel a little bit with maybe the first Suicide Squad and Justice League
Oh, first is
with like the tone and the comedy, right?
They're starting to get people now that know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, even though Suicide Squad 2 bombed,
Mm-hmm.
it's a really good movie. James Gunn really did a good job. And then,
Yeah, it wasn't his fault it bombed. It's just the circumstances of the world.
yeah,
And maybe also because
honestly, I don't think really care
one.
about Suicide Squad. You know,
but
but they care
it was
about
a fun
Peacemaker.
movie.
Peacemaker
Yeah,
was number one.
John Cena.
Yeah, and then now they got Matt Reeves, and Matt Reeves, I've always said is like he's done Planet of the Apes.
What else has Matt Reeves directed?
Planet of the Apes.
Oh, okay.
The trilogy he's directed. There was like one movie I was like blown away. He's directed some he directed
Did he direct anything like space related?
yeah, he directed a monster movie. I thought I can't remember. It wasn't Cloverfield, I don't think. I can't remember. So. He's a really talented director.
Mm-hmm.
And now they got the guy from The Conjuring.
What up, James? Got James Simpson.
Oh, James, what up, James? It's been a while, man. Did you watch The Batman or what? No, like, yeah. So DC is going. If they keep hiring talent like this, and then Matt Reeves did come out and say that he wouldn't be able to direct a Marvel movie. He think he want to make a good one. So. Yeah, that's what I like about DC. Is like they don't have to go Marvel route. It doesn't have to be fun, light.
And I don't want them to. I want them to be their own thing.
I want them to be violent, dark.
I wish DC just made all their movies rated R, or not all of them.
No, but I mean like Wonder Woman. You don't. I thought the first Wonder Woman was.
That doesn't need to be.
The second one was terrible.
The second one was trash.
But the first one was fantastic, except that schlocky ending.
I forgot how it ended.
It's just big CGI battle. Like Shang-Chi.
Yes, sorry.
But everything before that was fantastic. Yep. And then also, Aquaman was fun. It was so stupid.
Aquaman was fun, but yeah, it was. I walked out of the movie saying like it was a fun watch.
But I'm never gonna watch it again.
Oh heck no.
Nah.
That's why I feel like Aquaman 2 is just gonna be more of Aquaman 1. Yeah. I don't think it's like I'm not excited to watch Aquaman 2, but I will.
And then the Snyder Justice League.
I haven't seen it.
It's like 4 hours long. If you talk about like a TV series, they should totally cut a lot of shit out of there. It worked.
I want to watch. I'll watch it eventually.
Yeah, it was way better than the Joss Whedon one, in my opinion.
I do not like Joss Whedon.
Nobody likes him now.
I didn't like him before. No one liked him.
Green Lantern all the way. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Right, well, Green Lantern, man. Yeah.
That's man. Hopefully Green Lantern comes back.
Well, I've always wanted to see John Stewart.
Is that the black one?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, yeah. I like that Green Lantern just because
anime series. I like that anime series, yeah. And then I mean Hal Jordan and maybe they're supposed to do a Green Lantern movie. They said Tom Cruise might be involved in it. Probably busy with Iron Man over there.
Oh, I was about to say, there's a lot of spoilers that came out. Is this a real gun over here? Is that Rick's Python?
I like how you just say, is that a gun right there? And while we're like doing a podcast.
I've been eyeing it.
No, that's just a fake prop gun.
So is that Rick's gun?
No, it's just a fake prop gun.
Oh, I thought it was like Rick's revolver. Anyways, I'm sorry.
We've done movies, yeah.
I saw it and I was like, It's just because it was kind of pointing my way and I was kind of freaked out.
Well, no way too many. Yeah, well, I guess we could read some of these comments too. I didn't see I think not really. I agree. Thank you guys for joining us too and giving us some feedback.
Damn, the guy in the beginning, Derpy, said this was better than The Dark Knight as a Batman fan. Ooh.
Well, the thing is that this is a Batman movie.
But look, you gotta wait too, because it's been like 4 hours since we walked out of that theater.
No, I knew right away what it is.
You knew right away? All right.
Yeah,
you don't think you have to sit on it? You don't think like in a month from now you'll be like, damn, that was actually way better than...
No, Chase, I was like, what? Well, I guess I can understand like people like kind of processing it, but...
Dude, it takes me... That's why when we do our Marvel podcast, it's after like my second or third one.
No, fuck that. Like I knew Shang-Chi was doo-doo. I was like, this is stupid. This had so much potential. Or Captain Marvel. I hated Captain Marvel. I know you love Captain Marvel, yeah, and that's how we end our podcast right here, talking Marvel. Okay, so I mean, listen. It's gonna be crazy. We're gonna end it at this. All right. There's two multiverses going on. There's the Marvel one and there's the DC one. I am absolutely excited for both. Excited for both. But I'm really interested to see what DC does. How they're gonna. I think so. To end it like this, I think DC is doing the right move by thinking this is like a comic book type deal. And what I mean by that is that comic books have graphic novels that are not even in like intertwined with the main story. There's different kind of storylines going all over the place. So I think they should do that. I think they should just okay, you have two Batmans in certain universes. I think they even want to do Batwoman to take over. So I think they're doing a good job. So far, I think they should just absolutely just keep it separate. Tell different kind of stories. You can have different Wonder Woman. We'll see what the multiverse has to present. What do you say, Captain Marvel?
Ew.
God damn it, James. So yeah, man.
We're gonna see some Captain Marvel this year.
Oh God, please. I'd rather see Wonder Woman.
No, not her movie. The multiverse, a different version of Captain Marvel.
Oh yeah,
You know
we
what I'm
are.
talking about?
I know what you're talking about. Always wants to throw Marvel in here.
Sorry, I think they brought it up. Anyways, yeah, I'm excited for the multiverse that we're gonna see in the Flash. I'm excited to where it'll lead into. I'm excited. They have to make a trilogy out of this Batman, right? There's no way they don't.
If they make
Or
money,
like at least if they make money, true.
it's gonna make money.
Well, did Dune make a lot of money? Because I feel like they greenlit the Dune sequel like pretty quick.
No, they didn't. They waited.
They waited. Oh,
Dune,
I thought it was like
they were
the
seeing,
weekend.
they were tracking Dune, and Dune was like, I think barely over.
Dude, well,
The problem is HBO Max.
Batman's gonna make more than Dune. It has to.
I have to say this. All right, so HBO Max, I think it's done. Like they're not gonna release
Any more
movies that go straight to HBO Max. No, simultaneously.
Yeah. Movies that release in theaters aren't gonna release on HBO Max day one.
Yeah, that's what lost them a lot of money.
I think though that
Which
was just
I
a
loved it,
2021 thing.
Because I was like, when I saw King Kong and Godzilla, I watched it on HBO Max on my 75-inch team.
That's
TV.
like Suicide Squad 2. I did not watch that. In
No,
theaters.
yeah, I watched
I saw
it on
that
there.
at my cousin's house.
Yeah, there's movies that are just like, I'd rather just watch this on HBO Max.
Yep.
But even though I am a theater guy,
They are still doing that. Though.
and I still went to go watch it in the theater, except Suicide Squad. I didn't go see Suicide Squad.
They're still doing that this year, but I don't know if it's just with certain movies because they did
It
that.
might
with
be like months later.
No, they did it with the movie with Jennifer Lopez on Valentine's Day.
Because nobody's gonna watch that shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is maybe it's just with certain movies.
Maybe
it's
yeah.
not their big money makers that they're gonna do.
If this makes money, there's already planned. But what I heard from Matt Reeves, he said that they're gonna take their time on it. So you're not gonna pump it out in 2 years. So you might get it in like 3 or 4.
That's fine with me. 3 or 4 years.
It's fine with me, but it's scary to me too. Because are they gonna be able to are these guys set contracts? Did they get them for multiple deals?
They could do the HBO Max shows within those 3 to 4 years.
Well, Collin Ferrel definitely has a contract going if he's doing a show. But is Robert Patterson going to make an appearance?
I think so.
Justice League did in Peacemaker.
Because no one's. I haven't heard.
I wrote it for you. I'm sorry.
What?
Oh, nothing. I didn't.
Well, I've heard something about that. Like, there's someone's. I saw a joke where it was like they're asking Aquaman what kind of fish was it?
Or like you're like go fuck a fish, and then Flash goes, or Jason Momoa goes, I hate that rumor, and then Barry, who is Ezra Miller, says it's not a rumor because technically he does. He fucks fish. He's fucking Mara.
Yeah.
She's a fish.
Uh-huh.
Then he goes. He tell you.
I had heard that they're in Peacemaker though.
Yeah. That's the scene. And then he looks at Barry, and he goes, "Fuck you, Barry." But that's the running joke is like Aquaman fucks fish, and technically he kind of does. It's hilarious. I hate Amber Heard. I hate Warner Brothers absolute stance on firing Johnny Depp, but keeping Amber Heard. Crazy. But yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah, HBO Max. It's gonna get a sequel, man. It's gonna a trilogy. I'm gonna have to see. We'll see what
for sure.
A sequel for sure because we got to see.
I just hope they try not to jam pack too much into the sequel.
They
Or
kind of
maybe-
did this one.
But but I feel like this one, the director knew what he was doing.
Fucking Joker scene, right?
I know, right?
That's
But
the
look,
only thing that pisses me off.
You know what I think that was though? I think that was the studio telling Matt Reeves to put a Joker scene in there. I don't think that was Matt Reeves wanting to put a Joker scene in there.
Oh, for sure.
So I hope that if we get that sequel, I hope the studio doesn't try to put more than there should be. You know?
Yeah. Okay. So that's like the one major movie the first major movie this year.
Yeah, this was the best movie I've seen this year.
Then we got Despicable Me, like 4 coming out. That's the other one.
When does that one come out? I don't know. That one is gonna be big though. That one's gonna make more money than this one, I bet you.
It's a kids movie. I'm assuming it will. So No Way Home is like almost to the. It's up there. It passed Avatars. It passed
Domestic, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think it's gonna make this that much money. I think you hit it 700 million.
We'll see. Yeah.
If they want a bill, want a bill, but they have to think that length is just gonna. And then what's going on right now, I just don't see it really going to a bill. Mm-hmm. But then I was wrong. I've been wrong like in Iron Man 3. So
that one reached a bill, huh?
They fucking reached like $2 billion. All right, guys. Well, that's it. Or low battery now.
He said I'm worried about the DC multiverse.
I mean,
they could fuck it up.
Oh yeah, like it's like Sony when I said Sony could fuck up Spider-Man. But they didn't.
They didn't.
Marvel didn't.
Yep.
They did a good, but that was one movie.
Doctor Strange could also.
Yeah, there's so many.
I'm excited for Doctor Strange, but they could mess it up.
So DC can mess it up. The problem, the difference between this though is that we're used to DC fucking up.
Yeah,
yeah. They don't mess up their animated movies, but they're like, and so far not their live action movie or stuff, or their TV stuff, but the movies.
Yep.
Yeah, they can fuck it up. They can definitely fuck. They can fuck up.
That's why when they release something like this, the Batman 2022 movie, that's why it's like damn, they could do this. So hopefully we get more of this and not more of what we've seen before.
I will say though, if they're able to sign Ben if they're gonna continue like some of that DCEU characters, I would love to see Ben continue as Batman and get a solo movie, or not a movie actually, an HBO's Max series.
Because if we talked about this with, sorry to bring Marvel up again, but they could do movies with Andrew or Toby and also with Tom Holland, different Spider-Man movies, right? Their own solo movies.
Yeah, with them, they would probably want to go that route in movies because it's going to make them more money. But they couldn't do it in TV series. But with Ben Affleck's Batman, they could actually do, and it's been talked about, like him having his own series.
HBO Max. Yeah, they could do that.
I would love for them to do that. You know, if they're going to rewrite everything, I don't know what they're going to do. It's exciting because it's like something like you just have no idea where this is going, but yet it's terrifying because like DC fucks it up.
Well, man, you called it last year. You said that you had a feeling that DC's going to pick up the ball. And they picked it up with this movie. Let's see if they can hold on to it.
Yeah, I think DC. This is like it's kind of hard now because after what No Way Home numbers and Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange is gonna make a lot of money too.
But what do they have after that? Like all the shows have been like
Black Panther and Thor.
DC.
Thor 4.
Okay, DC has absolutely picked the ball and has catching heat, and Marvel is sweating a little bit over there because Peacemaker was the #1 show, and what did Marvel have? They had Book of Boba Fett, or not Marvel, Disney. They had Book of Boba Fett. Nobody was watching, or people were falling off of Book of Boba Fett
until fell off in the first episode.
Until those 2 episodes.
The 2 Mandalorian episodes.
The Mando and then the Luke. The 2 Mandos. But everybody's watching Peacemaker. They said Peacemaker was the #1 streaming show out there. So
you saw it? You finished it?
Yeah, I finished both.
All right.
No, Mando sucks.
Well, tell me, Peacemaker.
I'm sorry, Mando. Book of Boba Fett.
Peacemaker compared to the Marvel TV series.
Oh, I probably got more enjoyment out of Peacemaker
than Loki and WandaVision as well.
And then any of the Marvel series.
Well, I do want to watch
even Loki. I don't love Peacemaker. I don't love it.
But you enjoyed it more than those?
Yeah, I actually. Oh well, maybe in Loki. Maybe it's right there.
It's right there with Loki.
It's right there.
All right.
Well, because Loki.
Well, look, I know for sure you liked it more than Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I'm sure I will too.
Peacemaker's more enjoyable because it's more rewatchable.
It's more fun.
Yeah, Loki, like you just already know where, like, it's not to me, it's not like a rewatchable kind of 1,000-time show. Where Peacemaker, but Peacemaker is not.
That's also because they're different though, because like Loki is continuing, and I know Peacemaker's continuing from where we last saw him, but like
Loki's setting up.
I was about to say it's also setting up not only for Loki season 2, but for the MCU, because they had to showcase those variants, so we understood what that was with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So it's different, but I wanted to know what your thought was with Peacemaker compared to those.
Well, Peacemaker had more like, crude humor, but not a lot of it works. Yeah. Like some of it is just childish because it's James Gunn. But with Loki and all the Marvel, the problem with Marvel show, like you see me when I'm reviewing, like I'm just like, we didn't even finish reviewing the what if stuff.
Oh no.
I was gonna wrap it up. But I'm like, dude, really? Honestly, dude, like, I think what if was a big disappointment. I think Falcon and Winter Soldier. I think Wanda was good, but like I said, Wanda was good because everybody was throwing theories. It was like a mystery, and you were just trying to figure out, like, is Mysterio coming or not?
Batman was a mystery too.
Or not mystery. Mysterio.
Mephisto.
Loki had great characters and stuff, but like, if I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I'd rather go Peacemaker because it was just. It was fun. It's kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy. I watched it 5 times. I watched Dark Knight Rises.
Same director, no? Did James Gunn direct
Peacemaker? Yes.
Or just
he did? James Gunn did the. Some episodes was directed by somebody else, but that was his baby. He wrote it. He directed most of the episodes. But yeah, it's like Dark Knight Rises. I saw it 5 times, and I saw Guardians 5 times. They're 2 completely different movies, but I got 2 enjoyments out of it. But if I'm gonna go watch like a movie, like those movies, if I'm gonna go watch something repeatedly again in the theater, I'm gonna watch Guardians because it's fun, and that's what James Gunn is good at. He's good at doing series where you just really just enjoy whatever's on there, and from beginning to end.
He's good at that, huh?
It's good, yeah.
Even with the Suicide Squad 2, it was a fun watch. I saw it twice.
I would even say Peacemaker is probably more fun than Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
But Suicide Squad does have these great moments in it. But like,
I'm excited to watch it now.
Suicide Squad, I rewatched it, the second one. Like, I love all the characters. Like, I love Ratcatcher 2, Polka Dot Man was my favorite. Idris Elba, Bloodsport
the way he
was
died
great.
Was hilarious.
That fucking sucked, dude.
What did he say?
I'm a superhero.
I'm a superhero.
And then he dies, and I was like, why? I didn't like it. I was like, why? You gotta kill off my boy. That movie slows down though when it hits Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I didn't like the Harley Quinn.
She didn't even need to be there.
Little mini story right there.
Yeah. It was fun when she was killing people because she's like, they really showcased Harley Quinn's abilities, but that was so slowed down for her.
Yeah, they threw that in there for the Harley Quinn lovers.
Yeah, and I love Harley Quinn, but she works as a side character than an actual main character. That's why DC messed up with the Harley Quinn and the
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, Birds of Prey. I like that movie though, but I can see why it bombed hard too. So I mean, yeah, well, it's DC has a chance to catch up to Marvel, but they got to continue to. They
for sure have a chance.
This is the big right step. Oh, this is a huge this is the best step.
You want to know something crazy?
What?
This movie made me want to go buy my first piece of DC clothing. I want to go buy a Batman, a Batman hat, not a shirt.
I saw a couple people with the
red
merch, the
red logo right here. I think I saw someone with the hat with the
It was a good choice to use the red. I'm gonna go buy the Prime 1 Studio statue.
Looks like we're both gonna buy something out of this movie.
Yeah, mine's 15. Yours is like
mine's like
$30 to the most.
$20-$30. Yep.
But I wanted to wait till I saw this movie, and I'm like, I'm gonna pre-order my Prime. It was either that one, dude. This sucks because I had to pre-order that, but I wanted the Luke Skywalker when he does the Mandalorian Luke Skywalker when he's like when he goes saves Grogu, and I wanted to match him with my Mara Jade, but dude, that Prime 1 statue after watching this
You're
movie,
gonna have to show me it right now.
yeah, I'll show you it. But Rob Patterson, man, he's Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, I liked him in this way more than I liked him in Tenet.
For
He
sure.
did good in Tenet, but it's just because of the movie, I think.
Okay, I will say that he is my Batman. Bruce Wayne, I like his Bruce Wayne a lot. I think I'm the only one that's going to probably say, like, I really liked his interpretation. This is year 2, but I'm already sold with him.
Did it
as
remind
the
you
Batman.
of Batman from the Batman animated series?
No,
No? Alright.
no.
I
Batman.
just asked that because I saw the animated series when I was a kid. I don't remember anything about it, but I just asked you because the red and black reminded me of that.
None of the live action Batmans remind me of the Batman
Alright.
animated series. There was one part where I was thinking the Batman animated series, and I think he was talking to Gordon and the crew, or maybe the first, like, the when, like, one of the cops, like, what's he doing here? Oh, the commissioner, when the commissioner came in, and I just placed this animated Batman anime scene in my head, like, that Batman anime scene would have been like, stared at him, but then he probably would have said some shit too. It's just so, yeah, there's no Batman that's gonna be like that live action.
You're right. This Batman, Robert, he was pretty quiet. He didn't really say much.
He didn't need to.
He didn't need to.
Yeah, all in the eyes,
Yeah.
all in the way the filmmaking was.
Plus, sometimes you don't have to say anything, right?
He just kicked their ass.
I mean, he didn't have to say anything because when he would speak, it was to further the investigation. So
Yeah,
it worked.
just love how he just quick on the riddles.
Yeah,
Super quick.
for real. I mean, he said them probably. He waited. He
was
probably knew.
He was telling that guy, Colser or whatever, like, oh, is this?
Oh yeah,
He's like,
that was funny.
It's like, oh, just tell him or you're gonna die. Yeah.
Should have just told him.
Well, he was a dead man anyway.
He was a dead man anyway.
Yeah.
I think the bomb was gonna explode anyways. Honestly.
Maybe that would have been kind of crazy if it didn't, huh?
Well, like if he told him and then it didn't explode.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have always gonna explode. Man, I'm excited to watch the second time because clearly there's a lot I missed.
There probably is some stuff I missed too.
Uh,
Well, when I went to go take a piss.
all right, yeah, because you said that you weren't sure if it was Arkham, but when you went to go piss, it shows that
It was Arkham.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. I figured it was Arkham.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they introduced the Arkham family.
Oh,
And
that
the Wayne
caught me
family.
off guard because I didn't know there was an Arkham family.
There's a comic called Night of Owls,
Uh-huh.
and it's like kind of like the Illuminati, except not with, like, kind of a secret, like the Illuminati, not like Marvel Illuminati.
You see, I'm glad you said that because I was thinking, was he
No.
talking about Marvel?
No, we're talking about like a secret society that like